Yet another edition of the Land is Green Business Show. It's great to be back on this wonderful Tuesday evening. I hope you had a great Easter break and work week, and also because work starts today officially,
course,
and
yeah.
I hope you are prepped up and energized to get the business working for you. So it's great to be back. And today we're talking about relationships, how to avoid conflict in a relationship, and the focus will be on the magic of relationship management in business. But the truth is that conflicts are inevitable in any business relationship. In life itself, conflicts are inevitable. And so today we'll be tackling the conflict that deals with business and relationships at large. And the focus will be the magic of relationship management in business. So if you want to be part of today's conversation, call us on 070 8066 8026 070 8066 8026. I'm not alone in the studio. I have Ken, the other being Joe.
Yeah,
Me.
it's good to be back again this evening. Also, you can join the conversation online on @TLIG Africa on Instagram, Twitter, or on Facebook.
Okay, great. So let's get to the heart of the matter today. The magic of relationship management in business. We have in the TLIG studios the relationship.
Expert.
No, it's not a relationship
The
expert.
conflict management
Conflict management
expert.
expert, Mr. Charles. Okay, Bruno, it's great to have you around.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Okay, so let's talk about what inspired the title. Let me start from there.
The title is inspired by the fact that a lot of people find relationships to be more complicated than it actually seems, and consider relationships that go sour from the negative perspective. So even when relationships are working, they're just waiting to know when they will have a rough ride. So they don't think that relationships that don't work are in actual fact assets and not liabilities. In other words, they don't see relationship management as a circle that moves from disagreement to agreement, from agreement to disagreement. So what's the magic that really makes it easier for people to navigate through the rough roads of relationships to the smooth roads without losing enthusiasm and without losing the relationships?
Okay.
That's the magic.
Okay, great. Okay, let's talk about when you talk in business, you deal with people, and when you deal with people, when you want to win people to your side, when you want people to be able to patronize you and buy your products and services, you need to be able to manage your emotions.
That's right.
So let's talk about emotional intelligence when it comes to the relationship management in business.
I will start that perspective by talking about negotiation. You ever gone to buy suya from an aboki, and then when you go, he tells you, he cuts a little bit of it and puts it in his sauce and asks you to taste. And then after you have had that cut, you are saying, okay, so how much? And then he shows you and tells you the price. By this time, he's already 70% concluded a sale. So that power in negotiation is like putting your best foot forward. So when you talk about emotional intelligence in relationship management as it relates to concluding a sale or getting a buyer to your side, you would realize that the taste of pudding is in the eating. If you can't sell for free, you can't sell for a fee. So the point is that they have been able to put that forward. And then I use the same people also. You go to an aboki and you also ask him, how much are you selling this thing? He say, how much you want pay? Is it strange? Is that common?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's very common.
Yes,
So you tell you, how much you want pay? You say, no, how much? He say, okay, how much you want pay? That is a fundamental rule of negotiation. That fundamental rule of negotiation actually inures to the fact that you should not make the first offer. So he allows you make the first offer. And so when you tell him, okay, I will pay 50 naira or 100 naira. He now says, if that offer is better than what he would have told you or the value of it, you say bring money. That is also another principle of negotiation. The first principle of negotiation is don't negotiate. It means that if it is already a good negotiation, if you have already got a good offer, there's no need to keep the conversation going. So it's not going to tell you add money or remove money, because already it has beat his expectation. He will say bring money. So these are effective negotiators.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What is relationship management?
Now, relationship management is your ability to relate with people, to conduct yourself, and to understand that human beings are bridges that link you from where you are and where you ought to be. So you have the ability to put people on a platform that enables them to give you what you want and get what they want from you is relationship management. So it's a give and take. When there is no giving, or when there is only giving, the relationship is imbalanced. When there is only taking, the relationship is imbalanced. How do you achieve a win-win with people? That's relationship management.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about business now. How do you achieve a win-win situation
In business, yeah.
where your customer gets satisfied and you smile to the bank?
Everybody has an interest. Do you know that when you want to conclude a sale, don't talk about your sale, what you're selling. Don't talk about your product. Talk about their needs.
Okay. Can you give an example?
That is it.
I want to be very practical.
So someone, it's raining and someone walks into your shop. Okay? Already the person walks into your shop because you sell umbrellas, you sell things like that. The first thing you want to do is empathize. Sorry. The thing has soaked you. How are you feeling right now? Indeed, if you wear a cardigan, you will feel a lot warmer, even in spite of the rain that has beat you. And if you have an umbrella, it will even reduce the impact of this rain on you. The rain will still touch you, but it will reduce the impact on you. You are not talking about the quality of your umbrella, the brand of your umbrella. You're not talking about the quality of your cardigan. You are talking about their own need, which is, number one, to be able to be reasonably covered under the rain and to be reasonably warm in the cold weather.
Okay, we'll get back to the conversation, but if you're listening to the show and you have questions or contributions to make, you can call us on 070 8066 8026, 070 8066 8026.
Okay, you can also, ask question online. Just go on Twitter and Instagram at TLIG Africa. Okay, let me ask this question. What are the causes of conflict in business?
The first cause of conflict in business are the differences. People are different. The second cause is people don't know the difference.
Say it again. Say that again.
The first cause of conflict is that people are different. The second cause is that the people don't even know the difference.
Okay, can you explain?
Now, your interest is different from my interest. Life puts us under pressure all the time. And because we are a product of our experiences, I may be seeing a 6 and you're seeing a 9 because we're looking at it from different perspectives. You all remember the story of those who touched a big elephant.
Yeah.
Those who touched the tusk said it was tough. Those who touched the ear said it was fluffy. But they were all right. So that's the major cause of conflict. Interests that differ.
Then you spoke about the difference.
Now,
People
knowing
don't know
the difference. Now, people don't know the difference because they rather argue to personalities without arguing on the issues. So when you find two people in an argument, which did not degenerate into a conflict, you find out that it will degenerate into a conflict when they are arguing on each other's personalities and not not on the issue. For example, if I always talk and I raise my voice, and that's the way I talk, you might be saying, don't shout at me, stop shouting at me. But the purpose of our argument, or the object of our discussion, was really whether the government is succeeding or not. Alright? But I reduce it to personal issues, like, see the way you're talking to me, see the way, why did you even use it? So you find out that in every conflict, we must separate the people from the problem.
Okay, let's dig a little bit further, let's talk about conflict as an asset for improving relationships.
Now,
Because that's strange. If you tell anybody that conflict is actually an asset,
they'll frown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then I'll ask such people, which soup do you make with only one ingredient?
which would you really
You can't find an answer for that question, because if it is
So
a soup,
hello, we have a caller.
okay. So it is a conglomerate of several condiments applied in different proportions that produce a soup. That's conflict. It means that you bring your difference, It's my ability to know what quantity of salt I should put for the meal to be tasty that determines the relationship. So if I put in too much.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Okay, let's go on.
So if I'm frying turkey, for example, I don't need too much oil because it's oily.
Yes?
Now, but when I now prepare the first and I discover that because turkey is oily, it becomes soggy. When next I'm preparing turkey, what do? I put very little or very minimal oil. It means that when there is a conflict in a relationship, it helps for cohesion. Conflict improves cohesion because I know what triggers you, I know what grinds your gear. But if I don't know what grinds your gear, then I will never be able to have an effective relationship with you. That's why conflict is a catalyst for productivity.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Okay, let's have a contribution, Jamie. Okay, keep calling, keep trying. So you're talking about the conflict as a here you wrote here that amateurs see conflict as a liability to relationships.
Right.
Professionals regard conflict as an asset for improving relationships.
Yes.
So how professionals? Okay, how professional are you when it comes to relationship management?
Right.
How professional can one ever get to a level where you be able to gain mastery when it comes to conflict management?
Yes, because professional skills minus relational skills is the 21st century workplace time bomb. So there are people who are professionally skilled, but they are relationally deficient. So the workplace will suffer from an imbalance.
Sorry, I want you to say that again.
Professional skills minus relational skills is the 21st century workplace time bomb.
Okay,
Some
that's
people
strong.
are professionally competent but relationally incompetent. So there is a process, there is a science and there's an art and science of relationship management. A person must give his or herself towards learning about people.
Hello. Sorry, we'll get back to it. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, can you turn on the volume of the radio set a bit? Alright,
Great,
see,
so go on.
let's have your contributions. We have different people with different temperaments.
That's right.
So let's talk about, I earlier asked you about emotional management, emotional intelligence.
Yes, we wanted to know how a person can be relationally competent. Now, it doesn't come naturally all the time, which is the area that a lot of organizations fall short. They expect that if you're a manager, you should be able to manage people. You should have gained sufficient experience to be able to manage people, but that is not always the case. Oftentimes, people are managing others without any special skills. So we have developed models for them to be able to develop their relational skills, their capacity, so that if it doesn't come naturally, even if it comes naturally to them, they can sharpen it so that it becomes more pronounced, so that they can exhibit those natural tendencies with some measure of consciousness that produces better results. So it is a step-by-step approach. In the IRMP creed, we say, I will try and understand before I seek to be understood. That's a key sentence. Okay? In the process of training people.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, let's have a contribution.
If I understand him correctly, he's trying to say, how do I move from conflict to cohesion? How can my partner, who is supposed to be a stumbling block right now, how can he move from being an obstacle to being a productive person? Because indeed, people are either bridges or ditches. Bridges take you to where you want to go. Ditches stop you from getting to where you're going. How do I bridge my ditch? And how do I maintain my bridge? It's a question. Now, the first thing you want to do is how well do you understand your partner? And how much time are you willing to spend to experience, to smoothing the relationship? When I was growing up, my mother had a grinding machine. And people used to bring different condiments like beans or tomatoes. When they point into the machine the first time, it comes out, but sometimes it's still chaffy. They put it in a second, a third, a fourth time, and by the time they produce a very smooth thing that you can now have, you can use for stew, mama, and etc. How much effort are you willing to put the relationship in the grind?
I love the illustration.
So usually you need to invest in relationships. A lot of us want to withdraw from relationships when we haven't invested enough in it.
But what if all this, you're making all this sound very easy.
Very easy. Interesting.
Easy, but what if you've done all these things? You made efforts to understand the individual in question, maybe a teammate or a colleague at work or your boss at work or whoever you're dealing with, you've made efforts, but
yes, they are not changing.
The situations seem to remain the same.
I have a situation like that.
Right now, there's no hard and fast rule to it. In other words, I'm trying to say that these principles work in some cases for some people in some situations, not in all cases for all people and in all situations. We say that if they linger, they will litter. There are times when cutting off a relationship is better relationship management than
Yeah.
So I said that relationship management is a circle from disagreement to agreement, agreement to disagreement.
But you can only cut off the relationship when that should be the last
option. Right?
That's your last resort. However, when I say cut off, I mean that you don't burn the bridge. You don't burn the bridge, but you create an opportunity for that relationship to thrive without intimacy. So you need to know when to draw the line.
But how can such relationship thrive without?
I give you a typical example. You have someone working in an organization, but he has a sort of attitude that sabotages effective productivity. You realize that when you find out his vision does not align with the vision of the organization. Do you can tell him, you know what, you instead of a 9-to-5 relationship working in this organization, why not stand out as a consultant so that when we need you, we engage you? Because 9 to 5 is not working for us. Your vision is different. Your interests are different. Your aspirations are different. So let us relate with you from an outsourced basis rather than a permanent basis.
Okay, I want you to quickly tell us about the dangers of not being able to tackle some of these problems.
$356 billion was lost in American economy some 6 years ago. They attributed it to workplace conflict. Workplace conflict leads to high staff attrition. People are leaving when they shouldn't leave. Workplace conflict and inability to understand relational management can make an organization hire a scaffold and fire a pillar. So it leads to loss of money, loss of customers, loss of brand, loss of perception. So these are the downsides of ineffective relationship management.
Please, I want to ask you this question. What should we do when communication fails?
There are 5 things you should do when communication fails. And, we can't exhaust them. But the first question you want to ask is, what did I say?
What did you say?
Yes.
But what if what we were able to communicate is being misinterpreted?
Yes, the question you should now ask is, how did I say it? What did I say? How did I say it? Who did I say it to? When did I say it? Where did I say it?
Okay.
There are
What?
5 TSQ questions, 5 test questions. When communication fails, what did I say? There was a question. A prostitute said to a man, "You're impotent," and the man took out a sledgehammer, hit her, and she died. When he got to the court, he said, "Why did you say that? What's the big deal about saying you're impotent?" But actually, the man was impotent. So if you say you're impotent to an impotent man, he feels hot. But if you say you're impotent to a man who has 5 children, he says you laugh. It's a joke to him.
Okay, quickly, let's talk about your forthcoming event.
Okay.
What's it about?
Well, it's a 2-day training, really. The first limb of the training is relationship management. Focuses on managing workplace conflict, dealing with teams, managing your team, managing your staff, managing superiors, managing equals, managing subordinates. The second is on negotiation. How do you make sure you don't sell yourself short? How do you ensure that you are able to get the best deal? What are the rules of negotiation? How do you deal with hard bargainers? Those are basic principles that we're going to be discussing in the course of 2 days with contemporary case studies like I gave you.
So I can wish you for this program.
They can call, people can go online, or they can call. If they're going to call, they need to send messages either by WhatsApp or on Facebook, on Twitter. They can call 080 38 26 86 49. Numbers again, 080 38 26 86 49. So you can send a message, a text message or a WhatsApp message, and then we'll respond with details on how to attend the trainings or how to be part of the activities.
Okay, finally, how can we resolve conflicts?
There are various ways of resolving conflicts, and that's a very
The broad
elaborate question.
question.
The first thing is separate the people from the issues. The second thing is open the line of communication. So let's take it from that one. Separate the people from the issue, then open the line of communication. When you start that process, you're going to get to at least 70% of resolution.
Okay, great. I want to appreciate you for coming on the show and for being very incisive and being in depth with your content and everything. So if you want to be part of the training, you have been able to share the numbers
And if you want to partner with us on this show,
yeah. So you can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram,
on
on Twitter.
TLIG Africa, then you can call us on the 0808 3535857. Can you hear your number?
08054680266. So I want to appreciate you today for joining us. We hope you've been inspired and you've been able to learn one or two things on today's edition of TLIG Business Show. We'll be right back, same time, same station. God bless you.
All right, good night, everyone.
Other stations.